I'm going to show you how to help create space for your vocals using Soothe. Let's say that we're working on this track here.
Dim the lights, feel the sound, make the way to the underground.
The first step is going to be figuring out what might be competing with the vocal in terms of frequencies. In this case, it could be the top end of the bass. It could be the lead synth. Could be this verb pad. Let's just choose the synth for this example. I've got Soothe 2 loaded onto the synth channel here, and I'm going to change the sidechain input to our main vocal. Then I'm going to enable the sidechain here, and when I hit play, we should see that Soothe is starting to pull out some frequencies from the synth.
Dim the lights, feel the sound.
The nice thing about setting it up like this with the vocal as the sidechain input is that Soothe is only going to start pulling out frequencies from the synth when the vocal is playing. And it's only going to pull out frequencies that the vocal actually has. So if I quickly head down to the main vocal channel and I pull up Pro Q3, just so we can see what the frequencies are looking like.
Dim the lights, feel the sound.
We should see that Soothe is pulling out the frequencies that are on this Pro Q3 here.
Dim the lights, feel the sound, make the way.
And when the vocal isn't playing, Soothe lets off so it's not affecting the synth anymore. And that's why I like this method. Soothe is really reactive and it's only taking out frequencies from the synth when it needs to. These bands are also important because it tells Soothe where to carve out frequencies. So for example, if we felt the synth and the vocal were competing more in the low mids, we could have it kind of focus down in that region. If we felt it was more kind of in the mid range or, you know, even the high end, we can adjust these bands so that it's focused on carving out frequencies from that range. And it's not affecting the entire signal if we don't want it to. The last step that I'll usually do on lead vocals is I'll change this mode from left, right to mid side and then adjust this balance to only mid. This means that Soothe is only going to carve out frequencies in the mono part of the stereo field and leave the side information of the synth alone. This step obviously works best if your main vocals are sitting in the middle of the stereo field, which is often the case. Then you can dial in the rest of these settings, the sharpness, selectivity, depth, you know, attack, release, even the mix to taste. So I'm going to solo this synth and then I'm going to choose delta mode here so we can hear what Soothe is actually taking away from this sound. It's not very much, right? Which is the point. We're just trying to take away a little bit of the stuff that might be competing with the vocal and masking the vocal, so it feels like the vocal has a little bit more space and clarity. Hope this helps, and hit me up if you want to work together.